pumpkin spice cherry It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. Just About Outside radio show, live on the air, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live with my allergies going crazy, so you have to excuse me because I choked about three times during that intro. As always, share the link, share the love, and as always, you got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm doing very well, Mark. Ready to jam, man. You know, we starting to get into the hot portion of the year where there's just, or let me just say one of the hot portions, because there's another time of year where there's so much going on, you know, so much sports overlap. But this is one of the more exciting hot zones of the year, if you could say that.
Yeah.
You know, we've got football starting to simmer up. We are literally on the heels of the college football season. We're about to go into WNBA playoffs, and you know, the W has just been, I think I can legit say this is the best. To me, this is like, if not the best season that they've had thus far, definitely top three, because drama, everything's just been at an all-time high, and it's just been really exciting. We're heading into playoff season with that. We're heading into playoff season with baseball. I mean, oh my goodness, I could just go on and on. We got tennis, the U.S. Open. It's just a wild time right now.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, and we are going to do our best over the next couple of weeks to just cram in as much as possible during our time together. And I think what we'll do is, you know, Mark, we could just kind of follow, you know, the format that we're doing tonight. We pick two sports, and we really zone in on those two for the evening, instead of trying to bounce around everything and not really giving everybody, you know, like it's justice.
Yeah.
How's that sound? I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so for tonight, Well, let's go ahead and do what we always do. Let's start and show off how we always do. We will talk about our what's going on around town. And Mark, I'm gonna, defer to you to start this section of the show off, because you've got some pretty neat DMV info for us. Pretty exciting weekend here.
Yeah,
so, take it away.
I think I'm the wrestling guy, so wrestling stuff comes through me. But everyone knows AEW, everyone knows WWE, but one of the third largest company that really flies under the radar a lot of times is TNA. They've been TNA in the past, and they were Impact, and they were TNA again. They had a really good run, late 00s, early 10s, that they actually tried to take on WWE and go head to head. That didn't work out. They've kind of found their niche in that time since then. But they had their PLE, what used to be called pay-per-views. They had a PLE there at UMBC, Chesapeake Bank Arena, or whatever they call it nowadays. That was Friday, and I didn't get the show, but I did catch some highlights, like on YouTube and stuff, catch the results, and it looked like a really good show. TNA actually has a deal with WWE right now, that they kind of like exchange talent and whatnot. Actually, the TNA champion is a WWE guy right now, and the women's champion is a WWE woman. Both of them from the NXT, the developmental brand, so it gives those people that are still learning their craft kind of a different audience and a different style of wrestling to put to use there. Everything I saw on the show looked amazing. Just really fun, really good stuff. And then the next night, or the next day, they're at UMBC again. TNA taped, I guess, like the next 3 or so weeks of television there also. So lots of TNA action went down in the DMV this past weekend.
It's really cool, and so it sounds like they put out a pretty good product.
Yeah. Like I said, they kind of found their niche. Like they know they're not going to be the biggest dog in the fight, so they're just going to make sure that you're going to be wanting to check them out. Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool that we've kind of emerged as the place to go for some of these smaller, I guess I should say, like smaller market wrestling leagues.
Yeah, well, I think UMBC, the Chesapeake, whatever it's called, it's not as big as CFG, and for a few years there, CFG was closed down while they did the renovations. So like WWE didn't go to town at all, and those companies that aren't going to attract those huge WWE numbers, it gave them an option of a mid-sized arena that fill up a few thousand at least, and give the audience in the area some live wrestling.
Yeah, really cool. So that's our little bit of, well, since we did that little piece of wrestling, did you want to throw anything else out there? On the wrestling tip?
Oh, actually, yeah. This past weekend also was AAA. They're one of the bigger companies in Mexico. They're Triple Mania 33, I think. It was announced during WrestleMania weekend that WWE is buying Triple Mania, or AAA, so there is a lot of WWE influence on this show. And they presented it live on YouTube for free. So like it's supposed to be like a WrestleMania level event, and it's free on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. It was a fun show. Right. So yeah, it's on YouTube. It lives there forever now. So if you want to check it out, just AAA Triple Mania.
Nice. All right, there you got it. What's going on around town, and a little bit of Real on Wrestling, 2-for-1 special. We're going to keep it fully 410 over here and move on. It kind of ties into what's going on around town. Like I said, it's football season, and we are in week 2 of the preseason, and we are getting a little taste. I mean, we're getting a little taste of everything. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about just the Ravens. I don't know if you've really been paying attention to any of the other preseason games. I mean, I've seen some starters take the field.
Yeah.
In a few instances, which, I thought was really interesting and also a good look. Yeah. Maybe we could talk a little bit more about that after we talk about the Ravens. So I want to dig into the Ravens, of course, because, like I said, we're going to keep it 4-1-0. So we got a small sample set, right, of our young guys. We've had 2 games under the belt, and I think we really the first game with Indianapolis, we exceeded expectations. I think it's safe to say that we are exceeding expectations this preseason. I'd like to get your thoughts and feelings about that, Mark.
I mean, are there expectations for preseason?
Well, I'm going to tell you the benchmark that I used. Okay, and it was the odds. It was the odds.
Look, you are brave for betting on any preseason NFL.
I'm not saying that I necessarily bet on them, but I did take a look at the odds, because that, to me, that's the only benchmark that, I mean, there's no other metrics that I could. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can come up with something, but that was just what I used as for like a benchmark for performance.
Okay.
And to me, that's also the slight indication of the strength, or at least what Vegas thinks, or what professionals think the strength is of your team. Yeah. And just like a few notes, the first game versus Indianapolis, it was 6.5. They were 6.5, and I remember going into the game thinking that we were going to get our ass beat just because of the odds. And we won outright. Very good game, lots of bright spots. And second game versus Cowboys, we were 2.5-point favorites, and we really destroyed them that game.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, I'm thinking as far as public popular opinion is concerned, we're exceeding expectations.
Okay.
I mean, that was my thought process with that.
I get you there. Like, the odds makers for the NFL for preseason, they must be really dedicated to their craft beyond anything imaginable, because you just have so many unknown factors,
sure,
undrafted people and everything trying to make the roster. You have closed practice sessions, so you don't know how these people are doing or what these rosters are like. Game plans are going to look like for who's going to be on the field for how long. I mean, it's amazing that they did nail some of these. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I thought, since we've watched 2 games, I mean, we've got a pretty good sample set of things that we liked, and some things that maybe we didn't like. And I wanted to ask you, Mark, as well as you outsiders out there, if you want to throw some comments out there on YouTube or on Facebook, please do. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thus far, what are your bright spots of the preseason, whether it be individual players or teams, coaching, anything? I mean, is there anything that just really impressed you thus far in the Ravens preseason?
I think the most impressive thing, really, and this is going to sound like maybe a cop-out or an excuse or something like that, but is that there's no huge deviation from who the team's identity is from last year, from the year before. They know who they are, and they're going to play the way that they play. And I think people all too often want, we didn't get to the Super Bowl, so we have to change things up. We have to change this up. We've been there before, but
sure,
argument can be made they were the best team in the league last year. They definitely were the year before, and they are that team. They are strong and steady wins the race.
Sure, absolutely. I think one of the biggest takeaways for me was that the Ravens have depth beyond the starters. Some of these guys have put up some major numbers. Okay, we had a 18-point differential between the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stats there, and not only were there a lot of stats there were a lot of consistencies. Okay, I think we can all say that we've been pretty impressed with wide receiver, the guy Walker, Devontae Walker.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 8 targets, you pull in 6, 61 yards, and, the past 2 seasons, towards the end of the season, the Ravens have had their share of injuries. Throughout the season, the Ravens have had their share of injuries. And, the guys that we are looking at right now are the ones that are next in line. And I have to say that they're impressive. On the defensive side, Jay Higgins, he's been eating it up. And I think this all bodes well for the Ravens, because you want to know that if somebody goes down, when you say next man up, you want to have confidence behind that statement.
Yes.
It's at this point, it's like a cliche statement, right? But it feels a lot better when you know that this guy's the next man up, the potential is high,
yes,
and that they're going to be able to hold it down. So I think that's one of the best things that I have noticed. One of the brightest spots of the Ravens is that depth, and I think that will be very beneficial to them, as they go through the season. Because it just, I feel like this league has become, it's just an injury-prone league.
Yeah.
And it's just and correct me if I'm wrong, is it not getting worse and worse every year?
Oh, it seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. So, having depth, that's a hot commodity, and the Ravens have it. I'm really excited for that. Next up, I believe we have the Commanders on Saturday. I do have to say I have not read up much or watched much with the Commanders, so this weekend will be my first look at their young guys and what they're doing. I don't know. Do you know anything about the Commanders? Is this going to be a homework assignment for both of us?
It's going to be a homework assignment.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Let's also we can also take a few minutes to talk about. Mark, I know you said you'd like to talk about the Cleveland Browns. So they are, in our division, and I think, and as far as the preseason is concerned, and you're talking about drama and controversy and things like that, they're one of the hot topics, right?
Yeah.
They just, I don't know what, Cleveland Browns just can't get right.
Before we get there, I did want to hit a comment from Harry.
Sure. Okay, great. Hey, what's up, Harry? What's going on, man?
He says, I think the Ravens finally got a pass rush with only sending 4. I hope it continues during the season. Mike Green has been great.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I agree, and I think that's one of those things that there's several factors that work in there aside from the linemen, and I what's his name? One of the running backs that's trying to make the team. Ali?
Yeah.
I've noticed, like, when he's not part of the play, like, he's there, like, helping to to make the play happen. And it's the kind of guy that you hope he makes the team.
Yeah. Constantly making his presence felt whether the ball is in his hand or not.
Yeah, and that's a tough squad to make right now.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right, so let's go back to the rest of the North.
Yeah.
So, Mark and I were talking offline, and we definitely think that the Cleveland Browns is worth talking about. They have one of the... we could say one of the more controversial picks of the draft on their squad. You have a front office that is, I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, the more that I read about them, dysfunctional. How's that? Is that a good word for it?
Probably, yeah.
Because I'm still trying to figure out how this GM still has a job. But anyway, so let's unpack what we can, what we do know about the Cleveland Browns. First thing is first. I want to lead off with, and I think this is this is at the helm, and everything will kind of trickle down from that. I want to lead off with the announcement that they made this week, and that announcement was that Joe Flacco will be the starter at the beginning of this season. So he will be taking the field with the squad as of game 1, and Mark, you had some feelings, some choice words, and I'd love for you to go ahead and air that out with our outsiders, and just give them a little something to think about, and we can all discuss whether we agree or not. And I already know that I agree. But go ahead, Mark.
Well, yeah, like I said in our text chats, I was like, I got questions, and honestly, as I looked into it more and more, the questions blew up exponentially. I feel like this is something researchers could take millions of dollars in grants and try to figure out, and they will never find out the secrets or the answers, much like the mysteries of the universe. You have a quarterback room. Joe Flacco, we love him. He got us a Super Bowl, started his career here. Godspeed, Joe. Good on you being 40, being a starter in the NFL. And then you got Kenny Pickett, who, in all honesty, not the best quarterback in Pittsburgh, but not the worst. he has a pretty decent run there.
Yeah. Can we say mediocre?
Mediocre, yeah.
Yeah. I think adjectives are very important here.
Solid, definitely not Tom Brady. That's for damn sure.
Right on.
And then, of course, we all know Justin Tucker's best friend, Deshaun. He's there in IR. They actually say he might be able to play towards the end of the season, but if it's the Browns being the Browns, then why would they even bring him back to lose like the last 3 games?
Right.
And then, of course, we know from the draft, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, which both Shedeur and Dylan have missed a preseason game each with injuries. Like you said, it's an injury-prone league. They're already missing games. Pickett, he's out injured. You have 5 quarterbacks. You can probably only carry. They actually said they might carry 4 into the season. Which what?
Oh, really?
What? Yeah. It's like you said. The front office, the GM. Something needs to change because someone from the front office did say it, and then someone else, I think the GM, said how much they'd love to do it. It probably isn't feasible. So,
Gosh, that is so par for the course with these guys.
Right?
I don't understand. How does he still have a job? Honestly, that to me is one of the most frustrating things about the Cleveland Browns this offseason as well as preseason.
Yeah.
You have reneged on so many things. Like, I can't even take it seriously. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. That just really pissed me off. I'm sorry. Go for it.
You got 5 QBs. One's on IR. 2 of the other 4 are injured. And you're going to want to go into the season with 3 guys, for sure, that aren't injured. And I almost feel like they should say, hey, you know what? We took Dylan Gabriel, we took Shador, and both of them had the one playoff game or preseason game that they did play was, good stuff to see. Rookie
Pretty good,
stuff also.
Yeah, sure.
They should just shop both guys around, see what the best deal they can get for one, and, go into the season like that. I don't know what else to say on that, because their quarterback room, if we thought it was a joke before, I think it's an even bigger joke now. And that's not reflective of Flacco at all. It's just, like you said, the decisions this front office is making is bonkers.
Yeah. And, I also heard, this is kind of like hearsay or rumors, because there were some things going on, during OTAs and whatnot, with Shador not getting reps or not getting enough practice time, and that the GM had something to do with that. And it just seems like there's just a whole lot of drama surrounding that. Yeah. Despite all of that, the one time Shador did go out, he had a fantastic game. Definitely, I think he exceeded expectations in his performance. And what I don't know the exact nature of his injury.
I don't know either. Oblique, I think.
Oblique. Okay. And ultimately, we all know that it's just a matter of time before Joe Flacco loses his job. Unless barring some major injury, it's only a matter of time. And, do you feel you could put a number out there as to how many games that will be? We had this conversation at my folks' house over the weekend, and there were a variety of answers, and the reason behind it was quite interesting.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you.
Oh wow. Okay, so I decided to take it to the schedule.
Okay. Oh, that's even better. Jeez, you did something that none of us did. My man.
So their first game against the Ravens is September 14th. So that's like what, week 2?
Yeah. I love it.
Their second game against the Ravens is November 16th. So a couple months spread there. That's not bad. They opened the season. Wait, no, okay, that's they opened the season against the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Ravens, then the Packers, and then the Lions and the Vikings, and then the Steelers and Dolphins. So that's what, 6-7 teams right there. That's pretty rough. Unless he plays lights out and they lose by a field goal, I could see him maybe looking for a change by 5 games in.
5 games, okay. Me and you, we're on the same wavelength. I said 4 games.
Okay.
I said 4 games because I think, by then you have a pretty good idea. You have a lot of data to go off of, right? And Joe Flacco has come in and has managed to do his thing, but okay, not only do you want to win games, you're trying to sell tickets. Ultimately, you're trying to sell tickets. And we all know out of all of the quarterbacks who the ticket seller is going to be. Right? Who will be the most? Huh?
Can he pick it?
Come on, man. And you know what? My ears were just completely rebuked that you said Pickett and translated it into something about ticket.
Pickett sells a ticket.
Yeah. So and then and then also too, like, jeez, I just really want Joe Flacco and that guy in Pittsburgh. What's his name? Aaron Rodgers. Just hang it up. Man, I mean, seriously.
Now, whoa. I mean, if they got the geriatric squad out there, isn't it better for the Ravens?
It is better, but for crying out loud. I mean, really. I mean, it's time for you to give some of these other guys a chance. And they might not have any hardware, but god dang it, at this stage in your career, at this stage in their career, they have more athletic ability. The best thing that you could do for that team right now is to just impart your wisdom, your veteran leadership. Yeah. I mean, and that's just my opinion. It might sound messed up and everything, but, man, come on, you guys. You cannot expect Joe Flacco to go out there and put out some monster numbers. Like, honestly, Mark.
Yeah, I mean...
If you do, you're seriously, you're a big Joe Flacco fan, and bless your heart. Like anybody out there, there are Pittsburgh people out there that actually think they're about to go to the Super Bowl, and it's really like, are you out of your mind?
Yes.
There's nothing about the Pittsburgh Steelers or Aaron Rodgers play that says that they can go to the Super Bowl. Like, seriously, come on, you guys. You gotta know when to fold them.
I have every confidence Aaron Rodgers can get to the Super Bowl, buying a ticket just like everyone else.
Well, since we talk about these old heads, who do you think will have the better, let's just say, I guess the better first quarter of the season? That's 4 games.
Oh,
who do you think will... Yeah, that's a good one, right?
Yeah, because, I mean, the Browns, they got some pretty tough opponents there.
Yeah.
Pretty quick. Let's see. Oh, God. Steelers start off against the Jets, then the Seahawks, the Patriots, and the Vikings.
Oh, you think they didn't sweeten that up for old AR?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
That's fucking ridiculous. Whatever. Oh, my gosh.
Poor Joe Flacco is going to get the snot beat out of him by the Bengals.
Right.
The Bengals have a serious pass rush.
Meanwhile, Mr. Darkness has a little cakewalk.
Poor Joe.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. I'm glad you found out as funny as I. Oh, NFL's a joke. Anyway, okay, let me go ahead and take a look at the menu. What else we got going on right now? I had on there, what's the Steelers camp look like? I mean, I had that question out there because, I haven't really, I haven't heard much about the Steelers either. Have you heard anything? I mean, worth mentioning on the show?
I haven't heard anything, and that's wild because all summer long, before preseason started, like that was everything any sports radio show you turned on was talking about. And now nothing. Crickets.
Crickets. Absolute crickets. I mean, the only thing that I do know is that Aaron Rodgers is not going to be playing any preseason game. And, I guess that's a smart move. I guess you'd hate to lose him before he takes a snap. Oh, man. I'm telling you.
All right.
Yeah, I mean...
Since we got AFC North quarterback rooms, I want to take it back to the 410.
Yeah, sure.
What do you think of of the quarterback room for the Ravens so far?
Man, I was looking at what's the kid's name? Kyle.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of taking a look at him. After Lamar, who?
Cooper Rush.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm not a big Cooper Rush fan, to be honest with you. And then it's like after Cooper, it's this Kyle kid, right?
Devin Leary.
Did he play any?
Yeah, it says he went 5 for 10.
Okay, so he did throw 10 passes. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna have let me write this down because I'm gonna have to pay a little more attention to him. I don't know. All I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna say an extra prayer at the beginning of the season to keep Lamar Jackson covered. Call on all my prayer warriors. I can't say anything great about Cooper Rush. Maybe, please. I mean, do you have any thoughts on Cooper?
Yeah, I think I actually enjoyed some of his play in Dallas when he had some really good starts there, and then he looked like a traditional backup. And
yeah,
I really wonder why, for all the good that the Ravens have done this offseason, preseason, everything, why Cooper Rush? Like they've tried to bring in quarterbacks that were similar in style to Lamar, and that always worked out well.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Cooper Rush backup.
Yeah. And Dallas just did not look good. I mean, that team that they had out there. I mean, obviously those weren't the starters, but yeah. I mean, they really made it easy for Cooper Rush to look good in that game.
Right.
When you start talking about your backup quarterbacks, you have to ask yourself, okay, if Lamar Jackson goes down, am I going to be excited for this next guy up to get under center?
Right.
And I'm not.
Not at all.
So, yeah, it's just a very interesting choice. Like you said, it's kind of going away from the direction of Lamar, and more so like a Joe Flacco.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, and we got a lot of good wideouts this year. So I guess, that could work. I mean, it could possibly give, be like a new look Ravens if he were to have to take over. But, yeah, like I said, we're just going to call on our prayer warriors and keep Lamar covered in prayer and hope that he, has some durability this season. I feel like, with this combination of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, I mean, it's got to be the toughest thing in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Right now. And we have to exploit that. I mean, a lot of people, I would not be mad if if we were to see Lamar Jackson run a little bit more this season.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I think we get so caught up sometimes in like the logistics and what a quarterback is quote unquote supposed to be that you kind of lose sight of things. When Lamar Jackson has those explosive run plays or, running TDs, man, that boosts him up. It kind of pumps him up. And then all those other aspects just get amplified. And I just feel like when you limit him with the running, you're stifling his game, man. And I don't want to start going off too bad about it, but do you feel what I'm saying about that, or do you at least see what I'm saying about that?
I think there's something to it. I think Lamar kind of like he found some reprieve in allowing him to trust Derrick Henry, because he used to want to put everything on his shoulders and do it all himself, and now he knows he doesn't have to do it all himself, and I do love that.
Okay. And I think that's fair. It does take a lot of pressure off of him. But I just miss seeing, some of those electric plays that I think, really gave him confidence boosts, and like I said, just really energized him and amplified some of the other aspects of his game.
Yeah.
But we've got all the tools. We're supposed to use them. I just missed that electric. That stuff would get me high during the game. It's just so amazing. But all right. What do we got left on this menu? We got about 15 more minutes left. If it's okay with you, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Mystics. I'd like to talk a little bit about the WNBA. As I said earlier in the show, things are starting to heat up. We're about to get into the playoffs. I believe we have about maybe 4 or 5 regular season games left for each of the teams in the W. And I honestly... and I may be a little bit biased on this. I don't know. But me personally, I feel like the WNBA has just been a little more exciting than the NBA this year. I don't know. As far as the total product is involved from regular season all the way leading up till we've had drama, we've had crazy injuries, we've had team altering injuries, and we've had trades, and it's just been, I really feel like it's just, if not the best season, then I would definitely put it in the top 3 as far as best seasons are concerned in regards to the WNBA.
Yeah.
And we were head over heels with last season, and I think this year is better than last year. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that to close the show out. First things first, we're going to talk about our homers. The Washington Mystics, and again, this is, on par with my previous statement. They are making moves, and I feel like their stock is rising above that of the Washington Wizards.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we made some trades. We let some people go. I was very upset about that. Most notably, very upset to see Brittany Sykes go. But I was questioning God. I was questioning their front office. I'm like, these people don't know what they're doing. What's going on? ultimately what they did was they laid it all on the line and doubled down on these young gunners. And Mark, I gotta tell you, the youngins have been balling. The front office of the Washington Mystics might be on to something. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about, possibly tanking this season for draft picks and things like that. But as of late, these girls they've been winning a little something. They've won 3 out of their last 4 games. I don't think that they're in any position to. I don't think they're in any position for playoff spots, but they have been winning and creating a little bit of buzz around the league. The 2 young girls that went to the All-Star game, Kiki Area-Finn and Sonia Citron, they've kind of taken a bit of a leadership role with the team, and it's been a lot of fun to watch them. So I want to take a little look at the standings right now for the playoffs. Mark, with the WNBA, they only take, I think, what is it, the top
8.
8, correct. Right. So, right now, let's see, regular season, top 8. We have the Lynx, the Dream, Liberty, Mercury. So that's 4. Aces, Fever, Valkyrie, and Storm. Okay, yeah, this is what I thought. Yes, the Washington Mystics are just outside of that 8th spot. They're a half a game out. So they could potentially, if they continue to play well in these last 5 games, they could squeeze their way up. They could squeeze their way into that 8th or 7th or 8th spot. Because this last bottom 4 is so tight. There's only like a 3 game difference between the bottom 4, which is very interesting.
Yeah, there's like 5 teams all vying for those last 2-3 spots.
Yeah. And hold on, let me just go to the schedule here. Oops.
It seems like every team has about 10 games left. I was just looking it up.
Is it 10 games? Is it that many?
Which is wild because at the beginning of the season, it's like
I thought it was 5.
They play like 3 games in 5 weeks, and then these last 3 weeks, it's going to be 10 games. But Atlanta's second.
Oh yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Okay, so hold on. I got to change up my whole argument. Yes, the Washington Mystics most definitely have a chance to get up in there. Their next 2 games they have against Connecticut, which is a team that is not. They're not the best. And then they have. They do have a tough stretch after that for such a young team. You have the Las Vegas Aces, which we know that's a difficult team. It's going to be a difficult team for them because they have a lot of veterans on there. Seattle's been doing really well. New York has had their share of injuries. No Breonna Stewart, and they've kind of been struggling a little bit, but that would still be a tough game for them. Golden State has just been really great in their debut season, and Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a tough little stretch for an inexperienced team, but it'll definitely make them battle tested. And they can end on a strong note because these last couple of games they're pretty winnable. You got the Sparks, you got the Phoenix, you got Indiana, and Indiana's also dealt with their share of injuries as well. So yeah, it could get very interesting for the Mystics fans. Right now, they are playing the Connecticut Sun. That game just started, and let me see, what is the score? I think we're up
21-17.
Yeah, we're in the driver's seat of that game. It's 17-23, and as I said a little bit earlier. Sonia Citron, she's just really been hot, and in particularly in the fourth quarter where she has just really turned things up, which is just very, I don't want to say uncharacteristic, but very rare with a rookie to be able to, put the ball in their hands and deliver in the fourth quarter in the clutch time, So as of right now, Sonia Citron's got 7 points. Kiki's sitting at 2 and 2 points, 2 rebounds. Jay Melbourne has really stepped up. The Aussie has really stepped up in the past couple of days. Tonight she's got 8. And yeah, I've just really been impressed with the Mystics play over the past week, week and a half. They've been doing really well. And I expect them to win this game tonight.
Yeah.
Because the Connecticut Sun is one of the worst teams in the league.
What happened to them, man?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? Wasn't it just last season? Weren't they good last season?
I want to say yeah. I think I even had them going to the finals, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it seems like ever since, because they got rid of DeWanna Bonner, and then all holy hell broke loose. I don't know. They only have 6 wins. The Mystics should be able to walk away with a dub on this one, as they say dubs in the chat.
And then they have them Thursday night too, so that's 2 nights.
Yeah, back to back. Yeah, that's what I said. They definitely, so they could possibly be in that that bottom 8 slot by the end of this week. And that will definitely bode well. They would definitely want to get these next 2 dubs in, because as I expressed earlier, they got a tough stretch ahead of them. Yeah. Okay.
Harry says they are this good, and they have 3 first-round picks next year, plus they get Amore back, who they lost to injury before the season.
Yeah. It definitely looks like they are, I said it earlier, they're putting their faith in these young girls. Yeah. I think that, and rightfully so. I mean, the combo of Kiki and Sonia is it's really something special. The numbers don't lie, and I really was questioning them, but now I see the vision. I really don't. I don't think that, me personally, and Harry, you can comment on if you agree or not with me on this one. I don't see the value in tanking. If you already have 3 good picks on the horizon, what more could you have? What more do you need?
Right.
I think it would be great, and a confidence builder, as well as, cohesiveness, experience as a team as a whole. Go for this postseason. See what you guys can do. Put them girls out there in the situation with some of these vets and in veteran-like situations. And then you come back next season with your little picks and everything, and y'all can definitely go hard with that, with that gained experience as a team. I'm really not a fan of the whole tanking thing. I really think that they should go for it. They got a strong enough team.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell, man, you should at least be able to take on the damn Valkyries. They just got here.
I don't know. The Valkyries are looking pretty good.
They do. I know.
It's crazy.
I am shocked. Yeah. Because very rarely does a franchise come into the league and just start kicking ass. It's like, what the devil? How'd they manage that?
Well, don't
They
they
didn't even
have
have to pay. They didn't pay their dues at all. What the hell?
don't they have some 410 influence over there?
Yeah. Yeah. So. All right. Is there anything else you want to throw out there before we sign off for the night? It's a good show, man.
Nothing I can think of. Man.
Okay. Well, here you go. 410, you know how we end this show. Baltimore spread love, yo. DMV area specifically, I am hearing that COVID cases are on the rise. They are spiking. So, let's go back to, well, we should have never left it, but let's just be more cognizant of spacing. And, they're specifically saying, do not eat and drink after people. I don't know why anybody is doing that kind of shit anyway. It's weird. It is like, dude, you go to your homeboy and be like, "Hey, man, let me taste your drink." That's weird. Yes, let's be careful. Let's be kind, and give hugs, all that good stuff. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Keisha, and on the other end of the line is my favorite slice of pizza, Mark, and we are just a bit outside. Peace.